Hey everybody, it's Mike again. Got a message. My voice still isn't completely back yet from Realtor Week and the beach. I'm trying to get it back, but it's still not completely back yet. So just doing what I can. But today I wanted to talk about a couple things. I saw a video that popped out at me that I watched on YouTube today from Joel Osteen, and got a whole bunch of ideas from that, um, just about different things and what's important. And as you start to build your spiritual journey, and you become closer with God, what to pray about and what to ask for when you pray, and some important things as you grow and as you learn to kind of come out of your shell and develop your spirituality and step into your spiritual life here. So one message that came out to me today was, it just kept repeating, was use your voice for the voiceless. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but maybe help out people who can't help themselves, which is what I'm trying to do with my homeless lady who's living in her van. Just to update on that, we've raised about $1,900 so far for her. She sent me an email message. She's just so excited and incredibly happy for all the support we've had. She was able to finally catch up on her van payment, so they're not going to be taking that at least for another month. She'll be caught up on that, and now she said it's the first time in her life she's been caught up on her bills for everything. So she's kind of up in her spirits right now, which is a good thing. And I'm still trying to raise more money for her, though, to try to pay off as much of the van as we can, so she can move forward and try to move on to the next steps of her life, with possibly writing a book about her experience, or trying to maybe get a house and try to get her own place to stay, so she can start a daycare back up again, like she wants to do her own daycare again. So we're just looking for, constantly looking for some, more donations from gracious people. And $25, $50, $100, and if you can do more, that'd be great. I know a lot of people with a lot of money that we were down for the, realtor convention, and these companies are spending $30,000 on a party to get everybody drunk. It's like, could you take like 500 of that and maybe give it to this homeless lady who's living in the van? That'd be great. Not to like guilt any of you into it, but it'd be great if somebody could help her out. I do have, on one of my other video posts, I have a link to her GoFundMe page on there. And if somebody comments on this post, I'll try to put the link to the GoFundMe on this post too, even though this isn't what the post is about. So I feel like that's what I needed to say for using my voice for the voiceless, because she just is not connected and cannot raise funds herself, and she's relying on me to kind of help get the word out and spread it to as many people as we possibly can. So when you see that link, please share it, on your social media, on your own Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. That's actually just reminded me of LinkedIn. I haven't posted anything on LinkedIn yet, so I'll have to do that. All right. So, but what I wanted to talk about today is, two important things that, really, when I was starting to, once I firmly believed in God and Jesus, and once God saved me, I started praying for, and I wasn't even really aware of it at the time why I was praying for it, but it was discernment. So discernment and spiritual discernment and spiritual wisdom. Wisdom, just some just more knowledge, of how things work. And this is more specifically talking about people and how to read people. I know there's people out there that think they're really good at it, and they even charge money to have people come to their classes and stuff. Well, if you pray to God, you don't need to pay money to go to somebody's class, because if you get a good relationship with God, He will give you discernment and wisdom that will allow you to read people and situations, so you can make a determination if that is a good place for you to be or not. Should you be around these people? Should you not be around these people? What should you say to these people? More importantly, what should you not say to these people? You don't need to share your entire life story with every single person you meet, because believe it or not every single person you meet, number one, cares, and number two, is on your side rooting for you, okay, to succeed and everything. There's a lot of people out there who are, it's just society in general. The higher you get up in the success ladder, and the higher you climb towards number one status of whatever industry you're in, you know, you're gonna the haters are gonna come out. The people who are gonna stand up and clap for you, while you're facing them is one thing, but as soon as you turn around, they're stopping the clapping and they're pulling out their knives and they're gonna stab you in the back, because these people do not want you to be doing better than them. They will clap and they will cheer as long as you're not doing better than them. That's when people stop. That's when people root for your demise. Look at professional athletes. Look at politicians. Look at actors in Hollywood and celebrities. When one of them falls, there's a lot of people that stand up and start cheering and yelling about it and sharing their story about how bad of a person they were, and spreading whatever they can spread about them, because they weren't good enough to be at that spot. So they have to, feel better about making the other people look bad, and it's like it's sickening. But that's what happens in our world. And I'm not saying everybody's like that, but there's a lot of people that are like that. So you just got to be really careful of who you really think are your friends, and who you really think are people that are close to you, and people that are really looking out for your best interest, even when you're doing better than them. It's hard. It's really hard to find people who will put you above themselves and be your friend and be there for you if you need to call them at 3 o'clock in the morning and have a problem, knowing that they're going to answer the phone and say, okay, I'll get up and I'll help you, whatever I got to do. um, it's hard, but so they talked about selective sharing, like not necessarily sharing everything. There's power in that, power in being silent sometimes. When people don't know what you're going to say or how you're going to react or what you're going to do or who you're going to be, that's there's power in that sometimes. um, and you also need to learn, and this is hard, this is really hard in life, I think, is when you do have a friend and you do have somebody who's in your life, you need to learn when it's time to let them go, because not everybody is supposed to be a lifelong friend and a lifelong companion. They're here for a season or two in your life to teach you something, or you to teach them something, and then you just move on from there. It's not they're not necessarily meant to be here for your whole life, and there's very few people who are. Very few people who are. And if you can find one or two of them, you're lucky. Um, so the type of people you want to look for, when you're practicing discernment and wisdom, and looking at people, watching their eyes, checking out their body movements, their facial expressions, but really like looking into their eyes and peering into their heart and their soul through their eyes, and make that connection with them, through their eyes, into their heart, and listen to them and what they say to you and how they say it to you when you're having your conversations with them. There's positive people out there and there's negative people out there. And I said this yesterday, but you are the company that you keep and the company that you decide to associate with. And if you decide to associate with negative people who are talking about negative things, or sinning regularly, or doing things that they shouldn't be doing, like drinking lots of alcohol in excess, and going out to the bars all the time, and smoking pot, and whatever else they're doing, gambling, going to casinos, and like that kind of stuff. um, they're going to help you grow away from God. They're not going to help you grow closer to God. And, me, I'm looking for people who are going to help me grow closer to God. So I'm looking for the positive people that are out there, the people who, have the same type of character that I have the same type of morals and values and ethics that I have. What's important to them, To me, the most important thing is that I maintain my level of peace in my life and joy in my life. And every day is exciting, in my life. That is what is important to me. Is to have that sense of just absolute calmness and total and free peace, being free. And that is only achieved by living your life like Jesus and doing what God and Jesus wants you to do. And doing the right thing always, and being with the right people, and helping people out, and giving a voice to the voiceless people in society. If you're blessed and you have a lot of money and you have a lot of resources, step up, man. Now's the time to step up and help some people out. Help some people out that are going through a rough time. They're everywhere. It's not hard to find them. You just need to just start with one and just try to help one. um Let me see what else I wrote down. um Another thing to be careful about is that not everybody has your best interest at heart. They might act like they're friendly with you, or um, they might just be trying to use you for your positivity or your energy or your light that you have that you give off, and try to just, you know, capitalize on the fact that they're friends with you, that helps them out in their own personal life. But they might not be real friends. They might just be haters in disguise. Having anger towards everyone reaching success. That's what a hater is. So there is strength in secrecy, and that was actually the video that I watched. It was like maybe 35 minutes or so from Joel Osteen, or somebody who copied him on YouTube. I couldn't tell if it was him or somebody copied him, but it sounded like him, and it was called "Strength in Secrecy" by Joel Osteen. If you were interested in watching a video that I watched, because there was a lot of good stuff that was said in there about just being, just praying to God, and asking for discernment, and asking for wisdom, and asking for clarity, and just asking for knowledge, and more and more and more. And that's what I did for the first, several months that I was on my journey. That's all I prayed about, was just more knowledge, more wisdom, more discernment, more help from Him to help me be able to, learn what I should do and what I shouldn't do, what I should say, what I shouldn't say, and who I should talk to and stuff. And like this past week, it really helped me when I was down at the beach with at Realtor Week. I got to really use that and use the skills that I learned, from Him through prayer, through the Holy Spirit. God's instructions through the Holy Spirit here. Telling me, you want to talk to this person, you don't want to talk to that person. Picking up on things like, does it smell like marijuana around them? I mean, like when you smoke pot, people don't realize this. When you smoke pot, like if you smoke it in your car, even if you haven't smoked it in like a week, you're still going to smell it in your car. It's going to be a strong odor. If you smoke it and you wear the same, jacket or shirt or whatever every time you do it, you're gonna smell like it, even if you didn't just do it. So, but to me, that's like one smell that I know, because I know that smell because that used to be a problem with me. And I just that's one thing with me, with it being legal here now, that everybody's laid back on and all this stuff. But it's such a It's such a problem drug. It's such a gateway drug. It really opens you up to just the evil spiritual world out there, that the devil can sneak in there and get in your head when you least expect it. When you're high and you think you're just chilling, that's the time when he just comes in and starts doing his dirty work inside your brain. And gets his little negative, influence voices in there, and just goes to town, man. Because you're in another form of consciousness, when you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And when you're under another form of consciousness, you're not in you can't be in Christ consciousness, you can't be in spiritual consciousness. You're in unconsciousness, because you're not conscious, because you're drunk, or you're high, or you're stoned, or whatever. And that's when the demons and the evil spirits and the devil like to play with you and like to mess with you. And people don't realize it, but it's very, very, very real out there. I can't stress that enough, that there is some spirits in this world that we live in. And there are some good spirits, and there are some nasty, bad ass spirits that you don't want, coming in and, taking up residency inside your brain, inside your heart, or inside your body. Because they will really mess your life up if you have them visit. So that's why it's always better to just try to not do that stuff and try to pray. And when you do screw up, because we all screw up. I screw up. Everybody screws up. We say the wrong thing, or we, do the wrong thing, or we use a cuss word or curse word, a couple times. We're talking to people and you don't even realize it sometimes. But that's why, every day you should pray at least once a day. I recommend, if you're only going to do it once a day, I would do it at night. Because at night, then you can say you're sorry for everything that you've done for that whole day, and try to go to bed with a nice quiet mind and quiet spirit and clean spirit, and sleep through the night as a nice, fresh person waking up the next morning. Now, but I recommend you pray more than once. So I would recommend at least twice. I think you should pray in the morning when you get up, and thank God for the fact that you got up and you were able to wake up another day. And and pray that your day goes well, and ask him what you want him to do, or what he wants you to do for him today. And tell him to show you the way. And that's what I recommend in the morning. And then at night, you got your time where you can say you're sorry for everything that you screwed up on during the day, because nobody's perfect, and it's fine, and he knows that. But as long as you're making progress and you're moving in the right direction, that's what he wants to see, and just being a good person, because it all, like I said yesterday, it all really comes down to what's in here. That's the most important, is what's in your heart. It's not what comes out your mouth. It's not what's in your brain. It's what's in your heart, because that's how you feel, and that's how you show other people how you feel, by your actions of doing things, or your actions of speaking things to them, and communicating with them, and talking to them. That's what's important. So anyway, I think I pretty much went over everything I had down here on notes. They're kind of all over the place, but yeah, just, and then with people, avoid negative people, stay around positive people, because positive people are gonna grow you closer to God. I don't know if I said that or not, but they're gonna grow you closer to God. The more positive they are. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So other than that, I hope you all have a good weekend, and I'll see if I can get another video or two done this weekend, get it up for you. I'm gonna be kind of busy. I got some real estate stuff going on, and my son's got a baseball tournament, so we're going to be driving pretty far for that, and we're going to be, out and about all weekend. So if I don't get one this weekend, I apologize, but I'll get one back on here on Monday, and we'll try to keep them going from there. So, and I got Friday, so it's Purple Friday. So it's go Ravens. Hopefully this works because they're 0-2 now, and we need them to win something. They got to win. They're playing Dallas. I mean, come on. If we can't beat Dallas, then we're pretty much, don't deserve to do anything this year. May as well just pack up the rest of the season. So that's my thought. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Like it, please like it, give it a thumbs up, comment on it, share it, on your social media with your friends. If there was anything in here that stood out that you liked or that you heard about, and again, I apologize for my voice. It's still kind of shot from being in the bars and screaming and yelling at people when I was talking to them and singing karaoke my last night there. But it is what it is. So thanks again, and God bless you all, and have a great weekend. Bye.